Ayo, welcome into the CHGO Crosstown Showdown, a pregame show presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into Studio. It's W, right? That's what you guys call it?
Yeah, for last night it was W.
All right, so welcome into Studio W since the Cubs won last night. I'm Sean Anderson, the host.
It's nice to win one, man.
You got one. I'm Sean Anderson, the host of CHGO White Sox. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me from CHGO White Sox, I got Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. And for the victorious Cubs side, the CHGO Cubs side, we got the host of the CHGO Cubs show, Luke Stuckmeyer. Follow him on Twitter at Luke Stuckmeyer. And to the far, far left, wearing the 120. It's a 110 start, Cody.
I don't care. The shirt's a vibe.
Clock's wrong.
It's all a vibe.
Cody Delmendo, or Delmetrics, as I called him, as I saw him in
Del spin zone,
the little the alleyway. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. It's that, right? Or is it CHGO_Cody?
Cody_CHGO.
Okay, so I got it right. Good to hear.
Right.
All right, Sox won yesterday, right? No, Cubs won 5-1 yesterday. It was a great, great game that Herb thoroughly enjoyed and did not fall asleep during. We were being too loud, apparently, during our postgame.
Oh, yeah. We heard it.
Oh, yeah, because it was I heard Sean, and I can hear the outside world just listening to Sean. I was like, oh, my God, Sean is on one. Usually I'm on one. Usually I bring the driver out, but Sean got a little agitated last night, rightfully so. This team is so annoying. I can't stand it.
As someone on the side that is rooting for a team that has no expectations and you just don't know what you're going to get every day, I am excited for the storylines of this game today. Obviously, Cease, I have not forgot. I've been reminded for 3 years. So you know what I'm talking about. And then Stroman going for the Cubs. He has a history with Tim Anderson. Also, he clearly doesn't like Tony La Russa. I am intrigued. I am excited. Yeah, and we got a beautiful day. Like, couldn't ask for a better Sunday baseball game between these two teams.
Well, I agree with Julian. Cease is about to give up 6 in the first. You know, you're talking about you don't know what to expect from every game. The Sox are 22-23. They truly, it is a 50-50 outcome with this team. I mean, I assume they're probably going to win today. I'm not sure. But what storyline sticks out to you guys the most? Cody named a couple there. The Cease revenge game, as we labeled it on the side slab there. Marcus Stroman versus the Sox and Tony La Russa. Tim Anderson and Marcus Stroman had some beef when Stroman was in Toronto. What sticks out the most to you guys?
Well, Stroman is like a lot of Sox fans today. He doesn't like Tony La Russa. That's what I hear. What I heard coming through the brick wall last night was a lot of I don't like Tony La Russa. I think for the Cubs, it's about seeing this Morel kid at the top of the lineup has really been exciting the last 10 days. He kind of came out of nowhere, and it sounds like maybe another outfield prospect will be coming up to start the week on Monday in Velasquez. But, it's just about seeing these young guys do something. I will say my guy Chris Kampka had a stat today that I was stunned by because we have talked about Patrick Wisdom kind of ad nauseum a little bit this season, and now I'm really going to watch him because Kampka had 150 games into his Cubs career. He is 4th most home runs in Cubs history.
Wow.
And number 1 was Dawson, and then it was like Rogers Hornsby and Hank Sauer. So, like, he's got 38 home runs in 150 games with the Cubs. Maybe he is a piece. I don't, I know it's obviously he's much later in his career, but Wisdom's a guy to watch, and especially on a warm day like this, where maybe the ball could be flying out in Chicago, that's a guy I'm watching today.
I'm looking out for Cease striking out multiple,
don't jinx us, Herb.
double-digit Cubs today.
Jesus.
Dylan Cease is has the best stuff on the White Sox, and that Cub lineup, while good, is nothing great there. Patrick Wisdom's pretty good. Wilson Contreras is pretty decent. Other than that, these are Major League Baseball players that are at the replacement level or below. I'm good. Dylan Cease is bound for a bounce-back game. He sucked versus the Yankees. He was kind of a little bit better versus the Red Sox, but not that much better. This game, I think he gets back, especially because the Cubs are his former organization.
It can't be worse than the last game he pitched. They gave up 16 runs in that game. So you guys might have a real nice offensive day if it goes bad for
Cease. That's truth.
I'm interested in Cease. Cody, I know that this has been a pain in your side, but it's not like Dylan Cease has great numbers against the Cubs historically. He has an ERA above 4, 4.57 against the Cubs in 4 starts, 21 and 2/3 innings, 18 hits allowed, 11 earned runs, 5 home runs, 10 walks to 31 strikeouts. So, I mean, the Cubs fans, Luke, Cody, I mean, it hasn't been all golden with Cease coming back against the Cubs. Wasn't great last year. Are you expecting double-digit strikeouts? Are you expecting...
He'll be good.
I'm
sure he's going to be good
He'll
today.
be fine because outside his last 2 starts, entering the season, Vegas odds had him pretty high to win the Cy Young this year. And he's outside the last 2 starts. Yeah, he's pitched like one. Like this, like I always say it. You know, when a player's coming in bad, having on a bad stretch, just in time to play the Cubs. It's a tale as old as time. I honestly wouldn't blame people if they wanted to bet 10+ strikeouts today. But I might honestly do it just to hedge my emotions.
It's the only way that you can get plus money. I think the only way you can get plus money on PointsBet, again, this is the Crosstown Showdown presented by PointsBet. I think the only way you can get plus money is if you bet 9+ strikeouts. And the Marcus Stroman lines are ridiculous too. Over 5.5 is plus 180. Under 5.5 is minus 313.
That doesn't make any sense.
If you bet $30 on under Marcus Stroman strikeouts, you win $9. It's a ridiculous payout. I'm just looking at all the negatives today. I'm sorry. It's the final meeting. Maybe we should be looking at this more, positively.
Yeah.
We get to celebrate it with our friends. We won't get to see you guys, for the rest of the season.
Final regular season meeting, Sean.
Regular season.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Could
Right,
be the
Cody?
World Series. I said that last night. Unless
See
they
you
meet
guys
the
in
World Series.
October.
You know what I love about Chicago
We'll
baseball?
see you on the golf course, friend.
Yeah. You know what I love about Chicago baseball is that to the core, we're a very pessimistic group.
Yes.
On both sides of town. So even when your team is built to win a World Series this year, Sean's over here all upset. On the other side, Cody got a win against...
I'm bitter. I'm not upset.
Okay, you're bitter.
It's different.
Cody over here goes from the highs to the lows. They won last night, and he's coming in already expecting 10 strikeouts today. But if you were to say something about your team... If he were to say something negative about the White Sox, you would jump all over him and defend him like a family member, and the same would go true the other way. So you can't say anything about the other guy's team, but secretly, when we all go home, we complain about our team.
Cody, what is the worst thing you could say? I want to test this theory. I want to test this with Luke because I think I'm invincible to this rivalry. I'm a former Cubs fan. I was a Cubs fan for the first 7 years of my life. Then I switched after the 2004 series. Came a lifetime White Sox fan after they won in 2005, right? But I understand, you got 2 sides, right? I don't really care. It's baseball. What is the worst thing that you could say about my team?
Well, that's good.
Sometimes, honestly, I don't even know if this is the worst thing, but the only thing about Sox fans that get under my skin is like sometimes I just feel like y'all care about us more than anything else. Like Anthony Rizzo getting booed whenever he's a Yankee. Like, I didn't understand that. It's like if Paul Konerko came to the Wrigley and he wasn't on the Sox, or even if he just came back or if he was just at the game, I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like people would boo him because there's a lot of mutual respect for Paul Konerko. Again, I don't think the entire crowd was booing Anthony Rizzo during that series, but I was like, this is just another, thing that, makes me feel like y'all just care more about the Cubs than you even care about your own team.
See,
so that's I guess that's the worst thing
I have
could
no
say.
issue saying I agree with that because fans are stupid. I mean, Cubs fans were chanting Jackie at Tim Anderson apparently. So you know what? It's on both sides. I mean,
We didn't have it turned up loud enough, I guess.
Right. I mean, I'm not mad at Cubs fans.
And I'm
right?
not even saying that
That's
Cubs fans
totally
are perfect.
uncalled
That's
for
for
if they
sure.
were.
Our fan base
Right.
has our own bullshit that annoys me. But
the thing is like, that's a certain group of Cubs fans. It's a certain group of Sox fans. You can't paint all White Sox fans like that. You can't paint all Cubs fans like that. I've met enough Cubs fans like you and Luke where I could tell that you guys are normal. Not all of you guys are messed up. Let's go to the starting lineups and see who our teams are throwing out there today. The away team will be batting first. So Cubs team, take it away.
Yeah, Morel leading off again, and that's where he's been hot. Wilson Contreras, we'll talk more about him later. I love Contreras in this game. How about P.J. Higgins catching for the Cubs, batting eighth? Cody, you interested? Because with Contreras at DH today.
Yeah, no, I mean, they had a night game last night, then to turn around and play a day game, so I'm not really too surprised to see Contreras in DH. He's actually hit pretty well as a DH this year. Higgins, I mean, with Gomes out, makes sense that he's the catcher. Nico Horner batting seventh. If it was up to me, I'd move him up to sixth ahead of Ortega, but, whatever. I'd also honestly would put Ortega at 8 and just have Higgins be 7. Again, this is just little things, but
keep him in right field. He's got a great arm.
Yeah. He showed that last night.
Threw that guy out by 10 feet.
I just love that Morel's leading off again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's been hitting well there since he got called up on my birthday. And we'll just look to see if he keeps it going. I mean, he's going up probably against the best pitcher for sure as far as stuff since he got the call. Just off the top of my head, I can't think of a pitcher that he's faced already that's better than Dylan Cease, or at least stuff wise. So, last night he had 2 walks. I'm looking to see if he can work counts. I feel like Sean mentioned Cease's stats against the Cubs. I don't have those games stuck in my head, but I do know that Cease in the past has had command issues where he's walked a lot of guys, and that's probably how the Cubs were able to get to him in the past, is just getting guys on base and then getting the big hit. So if Morel can, work counts like he did yesterday, who knows? Maybe they can score early in this game.
First start for Cease against the Cubs, August 23rd, 6th innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 earned runs. Then September 25th, 4 2/3, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 3 home runs in that game in 2020. 2021, he also had 2 starts against the Cubs as well. At Wrigley, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned, 3 walks, 10 Ks, no home runs. And then 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts. So he was a lot better in 2021. I mean, you talk about Morel drawing walks. We saw them be very aggressive against Johnny Cueto yesterday on the first pitch. We also saw Morel walk. Is that part of the thing? Very Tim Anderson, he go, we go kind of thing. Have you noticed that with Morel?
He is more patient, and Cody pointed out last night that he's been patient more and more at each level that he goes to. He's drawing more walks. I just don't think that approach will work against Dylan Cease today. He entices you to swing outside of the zone. So a guy like Morel at the top is good. That's another reason they will miss Seiya Suzuki in this game, whose pinky is bothering him. I guess he took batting practice today. He might be available as a pinch hitter in this game, so that's something to watch for. I would have liked to seen Frazier playing left today.
Yeah,
but maybe that's a matchup thing that I'm not aware of. But again, I think they're going to need to be patient. And so you like Morel. I think that's a good spot for him in the leadoff spot today. I don't know about the rest of the lineup. I don't want guys chasing pitches, because when he spins them, Cease, you've got to be ready to swing at only things in the strike zone.
Yeah, I think Frazier probably out today. He hasn't played in a month, and to bring him back to have to face a guy like Cease.
Yeah, well, we didn't see him yesterday either. He probably comes back in the doubleheader.
Yeah,
I forgot he was honestly on our team. So
we haven't even seen him hardly.
Yeah, Clint Frazier as a Cub did surprise me. Let's go to the Sox starting lineup and see their 9. Going to start off with a very familiar face, Tim Anderson leading off, playing shortstop, batting second, Andrew Vaughn playing left field, batting third, the White Sox hottest hitter, Jake Berger, playing third base, batting fourth, Jose Abreu playing first base, batting fifth, Yasmani Grandal doing the DHing duties. He's really fast, by the way. I don't know if you guys watched. Also, really, just he earns his contract. 6, Gavin Sheets playing right field, batting 7th, Adam Engel playing center field, batting 8th, Reese McGuire doing the catching. Again, Yasmani Grandal can't do that back-to-back with the day off on Monday. And 9, Josh Harrison batting second.
I like that Jake Berger's hitting third. He's not a traditional third hitter, and I don't think when his career shakes out he'll be that type of hitter. but he's hot right now. He's the hitter on the White Sox that's doing well. So, yes, maximize his performance. If we're going to do different lineups, fuck it. Put better people up there at the top of the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, where's Adam Engel? I mean, he was your second best hitter yesterday.
He moved up to what, 7th now? He was from 9th to 7th.
Make him the cleanup hitter.
That's what Tony does. You're the 8th and 9th hitter. You get 2 or 3 hits.
I mean, Reese McGuire had a couple of good swings.
You go up to the 3rd or the 7th spot automatically. He is, we're getting good production from people that we're not supposed to be getting good production from lately, and some of our stars are faltering. I need for all these guys to attack Marcus Stroman today, not allow him to get to 2 strike counts because he's a strikeout pitcher. Lately, he's been striking out like 7, 8 guys a frame, going out for 5 innings, 6 innings, 7 innings, doing well. And Marcus Stroman has a chip on his shoulder, firstly, because he doesn't like Tony La Russa. Like Cody said, he had beef with Tim Anderson. They've squashed that since, but he'll probably use that as motivation. You remember in the Olympics where Puerto Rico was chiding him because his mom is Puerto Rican, and so they thought that he should play for them. He went out and took it to Puerto Rico and looked at him every time he struck somebody out. It's like, now what? You talk about my mom again, I'm going to strike the next dude out. I feel he's going to have a personal vendetta today, even though he don't know Tony like that, and he says some outlandish stuff. I guarantee he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. He's going to do some things. The White Sox need to counteract that.
That's a little funny, too, because that just seems like, we want you to play for us.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, I'm going to go shove against you.
Yeah. He's like, your mom's Puerto Rican.
We know you're good. I'm going to strike your ass out.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see Cease versus the Cubs lineup, too, Herb. I'm really worried about this. We can look at Cease's line, but we've seen recently against the Yankees, against the Red Sox, teams jumping on that first pitch fastball. The Yankees murdered him in that start against in guaranteed rate field. The Red Sox attacked his fastball as well. They ended up scoring 16 runs in that game. So 46 and 2/3 innings pitched for Dylan Cease, a 4.24 ERA. He's been a lot better than that ERA number and that ERA plus number, but it hasn't been perfect. And I think that a lot of it is just sequencing issues. Reese McGuire's catching Dylan Cease today, so that'll be an interesting development to see. 42 hits allowed over 46 and 2/3 innings, 71 Ks to 20 walks. I don't know if he still leads the majors, but he's definitely top 5 with 71 Ks. So that's real impressive so far from Cease, and I feel like one good start will get him. His numbers looking kind of.
And now that our own Janice Scurio said that a friend saw that he was tipping pitches, at least going slower on his changeup delivery than his fastball, curveball, or slider delivery, let's see if he's checked that out on the video and worked on something in between these starts to make sure that they get no information before the pitch is thrown, because that is a big time tell if he's slowing down on his changeup, which he throws very seldomly anyways. But if you know it's coming, you can lay off of it or just sit fastball all the time if he has a serious tell. And they've been teeing off on 98-mile-per-hour upper fastballs. We saw that last year with Ohtani, and we thought, okay, that's Shohei Ohtani. But they got Kike Hernandez getting loose on him like that. When people like that who have 3 home runs on the year get loose on you on a high fastball, something is amiss right there. So hopefully him and Ethan Katz got into the lab and figured out what was going on.
For the White Sox lineup, I heard that Keegan Thompson after the game last night was like, I didn't have it.
Oh, really?
I didn't have any control.
He did say that, yeah.
I didn't have a good fastball. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. He's like, they just didn't barrel it up against me. I got lucky. And, if I'm a Sox fan, I don't like to hear that because, I thought he had pitched pretty well, but he said I did not have command of anything. He was not happy with his
performance. That's why you heard us in that room over there, because we were like, the only ball they hit was a hanging curveball that was chest high, and your rookie third baseman happened to murder it. Everybody else is just fouling pitches off or letting them just go past them. It's like, oh, come on now. That's why I was telling Sean, and Sean was pissed about that too. He showed the pitch mix. It was mostly up in the zone and then a couple down off of the plate, which the White Sox just grounded those balls right to the second baseman.
There was a decent amount of pitches left in the middle of the plate. And I mean, that's why I said it was a great start for him yesterday, Herb, because he went 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, and 1 earned run. I mean, like, you look at the start, and then you hear, I didn't have my best stuff tonight, striking out 4 White Sox, only walking 1, allowing 4 hits and 1 earned run. pretty damn good. I mean, those are good results. So the fact that, you're saying that, it really ticks me off more somehow.
Well, that was the whole point of it.
You probably didn't help that Josh Harrison was batting second in the lineup.
Well,
No. We got to bring up old stuff, Cody.
But you guys don't. Feel
Well, everyone
like
was talking about Josh Harrison on pregame yesterday.
you might be angry now or bitter, but you don't believe that the window has closed by any stretch of the imagination, do you?
No, the window's not closed. They're young enough, but this year is tough. It's going to be tough. The only saving grace is the Minnesota Twins, I don't think, are a world beater, and they're not going to go away and hide from you.
Here's what I'll say.
That's it.
Yeah, the schedule, they have the easiest schedule until the end of the season, but they also play the Dodgers, Astros, Blue Jays, Rays, and Giants in the next month. So that's not really easy. 5 tough series right there. Also, you have Yohan Moncada, who's out, Luis Robert, who's out, Eloy Jimenez tried to rehab and just got re-injured. So it's really tough to instill any confidence in my team because the players that need to step up for the White Sox, Abreu, Grandal, Anderson's been great. But Vaughn, you really haven't seen consistent production from them. You haven't seen consistent good at-bats from game to game. There hasn't been a consistent or good approach from the White Sox hitters, and that's what's most frustrating is that 45 games through the season, you really haven't seen any adjustment. Keegan Thompson just did what every right-handed pitcher has done against the White Sox for 2 straight years, and he didn't have good control. And he was able to have a great outing against them. So here comes Marcus Stroman into town, and he's got a 4.71 ERA. He's got 36 and a third innings, 36 Ks, nothing eye-popping ERA plus of 89. But Herb, we've talked about this. I think in the past 3 years, he's had an ERA under 3.5. So he's been very good in the past. I don't know what you Cubs guys have thought about him so far after his Cubs debut, but it feels like a tough start, new place. But as a Sox fan, I'm worried about this guy.
Me too.
I will say Stroman has been, I would say he's been underwhelming to this point, but it hasn't been to a point to where we should be worried. I mean, you could have said the same thing about John Lester in 2015. I think that Stroman was starting to get it together and then got COVID and was out for 2-3 weeks or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he's had two starts since he came back. The first one, he was really good for 3 innings, and then the Diamondbacks hit him a little bit and turned pretty sourly. And then in his last start, he gave up 2 runs in the first inning, but then was really good the rest of the way against the Reds. Take that with a grain of salt because it's the Reds, but that is also the same Reds team that we allowed 20 runs to the other day. So I don't really know how to read that, to be honest. But so now we had the 3rd start since coming back from the COVID stuff, and again, I think that he will get up for this game. As a Cubs fan, we need more length out of him for how much we're paying him, in my opinion. I think he has to be a consistent 6-inning guy for me to say that this was the right move for the Cubs in terms of now and the future. And he, Herb mentioned, that he's a strikeout pitcher. He can be, but I also do think he's a little bit of a pitch to contact guy too. He pitched really well in Milwaukee at the end of April, and a lot of outs the Cubs got were on ground balls, and that was one reason why they went and got him is because he's a ground ball pitcher, play at Wrigley Field. Makes a lot of sense in the summer when the wind's blowing out.
Herb, do the White Sox hit ground balls at all?
They hit a lot of them.
Oh, good.
But that's the thing. I just don't see this game. When we're talking about plans, the Cubs had a plan. They talked to David Ross in the during the game yesterday, and they were like, yeah, Cueto's around the zone, so we wanted to have our hitters pick out a zone and start hitting early because he's always pinpoint with his accuracy. So we have a plan. And you saw that. The Cubs executed that plan to perfection early in the game, got the 3 runs they got. That's the problem with the White Sox. It seems like they all have individual plans, but not like a cohesive, this pitcher does this, we should do this versus them as a cohesive unit. I want that from the White Sox off of Marcus Stroman. If we can get that, that'll be beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, this pitcher, and I got some graphics to kind of go through it. There's a couple comments I want to address to you first because you got a good point. But Steven's working on the graphic right now as we speak. But there's a comment from Josh who says Abreu's been better this month. In April, he had an OPS of 656. Herb is an OPS of 789 better in May.
Yes. I've counted that. I went to Wheat North. Maths is my forte. 700 is better than 600.
Is it good though?
No.
Thank you.
It's average. And for him, it's below average.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Way
is a MVP. I mean, and this is the thing that's been frustrating about the White Sox is you talk about the individual performance from this team. We heard a quote from Rick Hahn yesterday. Guys see their numbers aren't really where they are. They're not really near their averages, and they start pressing. And it doesn't feel like there is a cohesive unit to help the White Sox win. It's all about getting theirs, and that's really what it feels like right now. And let's go to Marcus Stroman. This is what Marcus Stroman does, right? This is where Marcus Stroman's going to locate pitches. First pitch. We saw that the White Sox jumped over Johnny Cueto on the first pitch. This is him to left-handers. So, hey, Gavin Sheets, who else is like left-hander? Grandal. Reese McGuire. Maybe you should look on the outside of the plate. Maybe you should look fastball outside of the plate. That's why there's that big red dot there. Or he's going to go inside. But Marcus Stroman can command. You're likely going to see a pitch honestly, probably outside the zone. He's probably going to try to get you to go a little bit outside of that red zone. But I would love for the White Sox to mark off that zone. Anything that is on the outside of the plate, I will hit as a left-hander and take it to the opposite way. We saw that work with Jake Berger yesterday. He had a great 3-for-4 day, and that was his first hit yesterday. And then we can go to the right-handers. This is where he's been pitching to right-handers. It's going to be a lot of north to south. That's what we're looking for. You're going to be looking for stuff high in the zone. You're going to be looking for stuff low in the zone.
That's deadly, though. He has no real spot where he's throwing that all the time. Like that pitch map and that heat map is center, middle is good. I don't know if he's going to be throwing that to Tim. It'll be 1-0 if he throws that to Tim Anderson first pitch. Guarantee that. It's
definitely different because it's obviously different pitches too. I mean, they all break differently. But that's something that Tim Anderson should be able to eat against. I mean, for the most part, he pitches away to right-handers. That's something that Tim Anderson, we know, loves to go and go into to right field with. Pine Tar Keyboard said Sox have the highest ground ball percent in the AL. Horner Simmons about to have a field day out there. I guess that's why you paid Marcus Stroman, and you guys have great defense. I mean, that's been something that this team's built on.
We got great defense at shortstop. That's where we have it. And okay defense at third. But it's been suspect.
Simmons is a gold glover.
Well, he hasn't been here all season.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But today, do we have great defense up the middle and on the corner infield? Yeah. I mean, Frank Schwindel is whatever at first base, but Wisdom is really solid at third, and Horner and Simmons has the track record. So, yeah, I mean, we do have a good defense up the middle today, I would say.
That was the whole idea of bringing in Simmons, is having two guys up the middle with all the ground ball pitchers the Cubs have. And really, Horner has developed into a way better shortstop than anybody thought, because going into the season, even in the short spring training, the question was whether or not he could even play shortstop. I think most people said, he's not really a shortstop, he's a second baseman. So far, early in this season, he's been playing as good a shortstop as anybody out there. His hitting has been impressive. His defense has been even more impressive.
Yeah, and it sucks that an umpire decided to run into him.
Wait, what?
I'm not going to forget
there's the
about
negativity
I
creeping in. We had to creep it in.
I don't remember
That's
this.
how he
What
got
happened?
hurt. He got an umpire ran into him in the outfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that one?
Well,
Not great, Bob. Yeah.
Man.
What's even more annoying is that there were actual fans who were calling him injury prone after that when
Right.
it wasn't even his fault.
Hey, that's our job. We call our outfielders injury prone. That's what we do on the south side. The best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a first-time deposit of $50 or more at PointsBet. If you have questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you out. Online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account start to finish all from your phone. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook easier than ever, so you could start living your bet life in seconds. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, guys, so we're still going to go with our good old, bet here. Winner of the game, team who wins gets Studio W, as you guys call it. This is
we will not call it as such.
This is Studio W. I'll respect the bet. Loser gets Studio L. Cody, what is your prediction for tonight? And you guys can go through your who you gots.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say, for the sake of being a homer like last night, let's go Cubs 5, Sox 4.
What, 4 runs? Damn.
That'd be nice.
1-0 Cubs. My Dylan Cease 10 strikeouts comes to fruition, but they don't score any goddamn runs.
I'm going 3-1 Cubs, and for my who you got, Wilson Contreras. He has homered off of Dylan Cease. He should have homered last night if it wasn't for Adam Engel, which was a great play.
Yeah.
He even gave the tip of the cap. And I believe Ryan took in who you got, Happ?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took Ian Happ. He won last night.
I took Morel.
And Morel off the top.
Kind of like I was saying, if he can keep doing what he's been doing, set the table, maybe the Cubs can score a couple runs early, and then get to the bullpen and do what they do.
I had 6-2 last night. 5-1 was close. I was willing to give you guys another run just so I could win that argument, but I still think I may have won at 5-1. So today, 3-1 Cubs.
The margin was good.
Herb, did you say 1-0?
I said 1-0.
Yeah, I'll go 1-0. Cubs win, and we'll be in studio. Al, we got
Well, our click's the pick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Adam Engel, and
he had a great play in the outfield last night.
he did. Sean, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Payne. Pine Tar Keyboard says, flip side, Grandal and Sheets swings are built for crushing sinkers at the knees. Thin margin for Stroh. As you can see right there for the heat map for Stroman to left-handers, he pitches out and away. And Herb, I think that's we saw Yasmani Grandal get dominated by yesterday, was just fastballs out and away by Keegan Thompson. So I have no fucking faith in this team. 1-0 Cubs win, and I'm predicting Payne today. And it's going to be a good start for Dylan Cease, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be Payne in the end for the White Sox.
The sun is out, guys.
Spin zone. The sun is out.
The sun rose today.
Inside.
Wow.
This is the Cubs World Series right here.
Hey, congratulations. We already do have the Crosstown Cup. So sorry, but we need some hardware.
And it hurts to
for
the
the
core.
fucking parade that we were promised. Cody
Wayne's going
Delmendo.
with Pito.
Huh?
Wayne's going with Pito today.
Oh, shout out to Wayne. Shout out to Wayne going with Pito. You can follow Cody on Twitter at Cody_CHGO, Cody Delmendo. You can follow Luke Stuckmeyer, the host of the CHGO Cubs show, at Luke Stuckmeyer on Twitter. That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Make sure you follow the team accounts at CHGO_Cubs and at CHGO_White Sox. We'll be going live on our respective shows after the game, after the final out is made in this one, and we will recap it for you Northsiders, for you Southsiders. Want to thank Stephen Nicholas for your production, Kevin Wells for your production, for your help on the Crosstown Showdown. Guys, this has been fun.
It has been
It's been a
fun.
blast in 2022. Let's do it in 2023.
Yeah.
Let's do it in the postseason.
Oh, this year will be great.
See you guys in October.
See you at the World Series.
See you guys at the World Series.
right now, this weekend. Here we go.
College World Series, but we'll see you there.
We'll talk to you in Omaha, and we will talk to you after the game. Go Sox and fly the W, right?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right. Oh, also, thank you, Fleetwood Mac, for your 1979 album, Tusk.